Dermot Well. This is a very good renewal of the Irish 2000 Guineas. Let's have a look at the non-runners in this race. Just to remind you, 8 Mandatory, 12 Prince of Oil and 14 War Command is out. That means Aidan O'Brien has just the 4 runners as he bids for his 10th win in this race. 1, Big Time, Shane Foley. 2, Davis Park, Wayne Lorden. 3, Dolce and Karama, Roland Whelan. 4, Fountain of Youth, Fran Berry. 5, Great White Eagle, Shemi Heffernan. 6 is Johann Strauss, now ridden by Joseph O'Brien, who switches from War Command. 7, Kingman, James Doyle. 8, Doesn't Go. 9, Michaelmas, Colin O'Donoghue. 10, Mustajib, Pat Smullen. 11, Obliterated, Jamie Spencer, who missed out the ride on Hot Streak here at Haydock to be at the Curragh for this ride on Joe Lyons as runner. 12, Doesn't Go. 13 is Shifting Power, 4th at Newmarket behind Kingman. Richard Hughes rides. And Kingman is the 9 to 10 favourite on course. Mustajib 4 to 1, 7 to 1, Shifting Power. Johann Strauss now the shortest of the Aidan O'Brien runners at 12s, 14 to 1, Big Time Obliterator 14 to 1, Great White Eagle 20s along with Michaelmas, and is 50 to 1 bar those. Jamie Spencer, he'll be riding Obliterator. There is a young man taking the ride on Dolce and Karama. Pat Smullen riding for Dermot Weld in this race, and Dermot Weld has only won the race once before. That was with Flash of Steel back in 1986. Richard Hughes, he's riding Shifting Power for Richard Hannon in this race. Of course, James Doyle will be riding Kingman, who got the go-ahead after John Gosden walked the course very late ahead of this Irish 2000 Guineas. Fran Berry, part of the Aidan O'Brien team. And there is Shemi Heffernan. He's riding Great White Eagle. And Joseph now on Johann Strauss. He's won the race for the last 3 years running, but it'll be a bit of a surprise if Johann Strauss comes home in front. Kingman just out of shot. There is Mustajib, a horse who was very impressive last time as he came behind against older horses and won for Dermot Well. Can he give him his first winner in the race in 28 years?
Bookmakers dangling a carrot in front of punters here, Mick. Kingman at 9 to 10 is a slightly bigger price than he was before War Command came out. So bookmakers prepared to take the chance that he might not handle the ground. I must admit, I think he, in terms of innate ability, is the clear pick of this bunch.
Oh, without a shadow of doubt. And, you know, for me, I think, you know, there'll be a lot of people who, it's that old thing, isn't it? Hindsight. You'll be looking back at the race and thinking, what? You know, this horse should have been a 4 to 6 favourite or a 1 to 2 favourite on the level of form he showed. No Night of Thunder race, no Australia, Mustajib. You've got to ask yourself, is he up to the sort of level of form of the horses who contested a classic?
That's a very good point. Let's just rattle through Kingman's CV. It's impressive. 3 from 4. Very impressive first time out at Newmarket. Likewise in the Solario. Devastating in the Green. And when he beat the Guineas, win a Night of Thunder. And perhaps tactically, it didn't quite go his way in the Guineas, where they were 2 groups. And James Doyle perhaps had to use that turn of foot a little earlier than ideal. I suspect he'll be inclined to wait and wait today.
He's got to ride him like he's the best horse in the race, and, you know, be confident of, you know, your judgment. You can see Shifting Power going.
He was a very good 4th in the
free
Guineas.
handicap, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's got 2.5 lengths to make up with Kingman. Kingman nearest the camera in the Irish Guineas. Tony O'Hare.
Tony.
Ready to roll. The Tattersalls Irish 2000 Guineas. The favourite Kingman nearest to us, alongside him Mustajib. And away they jump. And Shifting Power was well away. Also Mustajib, Kingman towards the rail as they race through the first furlong. Shifting Power with a white face in the lead, followed by Great White Eagle. Mustajib towards the inner, then Obliterator. Then on the outside is Michaelmas, just behind these Fountain of Youth, and then Big Time. And behind them Johann Strauss, the favourite Kingman, mid-division on the inside ahead of Dolce and Karama. And behind him is Davis Park as they race towards the elbow, and Shifting Power and Richard Hughes in the lead, being followed by Michaelmas on the right. And they're all coming towards the centre and maybe over towards the stand side, in fact, with Shifting Power there with a white face in the lead. Mustajib, the blue colours towards the left. The navy blue on the right is Michaelmas. Just behind these we have Johann Strauss. Kingman is there towards the left. Fountain of Youth in the all pink colours, then Big Time. And racing on now past the halfway stage, Shifting Power, Great White Eagle just behind them, Michaelmas with Fountain of Youth and Mustard Jeep. Kingman is just behind them with Big Time, and then Johann Strauss. Dolce and Karama being ridden along is Obliterator, and David's Park is the back marker as they race down now towards the last 2.5 furlongs or so, and Shifting Power is the leader, being followed by Great White Eagle. Then comes Mustard Jeep, Kingman on the extreme left. Big Time is in behind them with Michaelmas. Johann Strauss trying to make ground. They're inside the last furlong and a half. Shifting Power, Mustard Jeep, Kingman being launched now on the far side. Johann Strauss in behind them, and then Big Time as they race inside the final furlong. It's Kingman coming there on the outside to take it up from Shifting Power and Mustard Jeep as they race into the closing stages, and it's the favourite Kingman, driven out by James Doyle, wins it well. Kingman wins the Guineas. Shifting Power is second, Mustard Jeep third, clear of Johann Strauss. Big Time, Great White Eagle, Michaelmas, Dolce and Karama, David's Park, Fountain of Youth and Obliterator tailed off. So
he's trying to stifle a smile there, James Doyle. I think he's failing, and no wonder. That was Kingman back to his Greenham devastating best, mate.
James Doyle is bursting to show some sort of emotion, because inside you, when you're lucky enough to win one of the big ones, and let's face it, this is the big one. This is a classic. This is what you dream of as a young boy, dream of being a jockey. James Doyle would have ridden the winner of Guineas in his head hundreds of times, and I'm sure he's ridden this race 100 times. And he's here wondering, when should I unleash the power? And when he does, it's devastating. He's just so much better than the rest.
And talk about the right horses chasing him home. Guineas fourth, Shifting Power runs a belter in second.
Yeah.
Mustard Jeep was very smart and progressive coming into this, and the first three must be 5 or 6 lengths clear of the fourth. So here we have, I said it at Newbury, a world-class miler. There was a bump in the road at Newbury, but he'll get his chance to avenge that defeat at the hands of Knight of Thunder in a few weeks' time on Channel 4 at Royal Ascot in the St James's Palace.
It's been a good half hour for Prince Khalid Abdullah. He's had a good time with Joyous, of course, winning here at Haydock. And Kingman, for me, the world is his oyster now. And for young James Doyle, it's his first full season in the job. What better way to go about things than to win a classic for your boss? It just buys you a little bit of credibility, you know, because you've done it now on the big stage.
And he's stretched the superiority over Shifting Power, 2.5 lengths at Newmarket in the Guineas when they raced in separate groups. He's really bossed that horse and everything else in the race today. No War Command, as you said, no Australia, and very significantly, no Knight of Thunder. But there is no doubt in my mind, very good horse Knight of Thunder, make no mistake. But if they clash again, and they probably will at Royal Ascot, there's no doubt which horse will be favourite.
This was Kingman at his best, and he's franked the form with Shifting Power back in second, and a good run from Mustard back in third. And the beauty about this, apart from the fact that James Doyle can now break into smile, is that the fact it's Prince Khalid Abdullah's horses, and we saw Joyous winning here at Haydock. The likelihood is that one day we'll see the progeny of perhaps a union between Kingman and Joyous racing on the course in years to come, and we'll remember their father and mum for the things they did on the racecourse. Great moment for James Doyle, his first win in an Irish Classic, and Kingman coming back to the applause there at the Curragh. We'll get more reaction after that superb success from this splendid miler. There was some debate earlier today about whether or not Kingman would take his chance in the Irish 2000 Guineas. His trainer John Gosden walked the course, and they took the bold decision to run him, and it proved to be the right one. Kingman came home impressively in front, and after the race, John Gosden spoke to Tracy Piggott.
And how impressed were you by that performance of your horse today? Because there's a lot of people using big superlatives after that.
No, he's a very nice horse, and all his previous races have been well written up. So, he's a grand horse, and we all look forward, hopefully, to Royal Ascot and St James Palace, and what great fun for
he looks tailor-made for that race, doesn't he?
Richard Hannons and our fellow meet again, and that's what you need in racing. You need those kind of competitions and rivalries.
Yeah, of course you do. We saw you walking the track earlier on, and we were discussing the fact that, oh God, maybe he'll be taken out. How close was it to you thinking of not running him?
The thing that saved, from my viewpoint, is the track is the most beautiful condition. I mean, the groundsmen have done a fantastic job here, and it was pristine, and where we raced was fresh. Now, if you'd had a big handicap over that ground first, I probably wouldn't have run. but we were given that ground fresh to race on. And where you notice we came, they stayed just off the rail where the sprinters had been, and that's good track management and placing of races. But if they'd run a sort of TSA race round there first and chewed up that track, I wouldn't have run. So that's just good management and good groundsmanship. It's quite important, when you're trying to run a classic. And where you can see on the screen where we wind up racing was actually fresh ground, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it certainly did. So